Hello, first-year string players. This is a review of our last lesson, and I'm going to do this in two separate videos because we had two very distinct sections to our lesson. So this is part one. And the first thing we did in our lesson this week is we took a look at the Peru Blue Boogie, which was your homework from last time. And so this week we did not go over how to play the Peru Blue Boogie. If you want some help with that, you can go back to last week's video where I go through it note by note and we practice it together. But this week we took a look at some of the symbols in the Peru Blue Boogie, and they're symbols that you're going to see moving forward as you play your string instrument. And so these are really important things for you to know. The first symbol is a symbol called a down bow. Now our bow obviously moves in two directions. You can move it this way and this way. And you have intuitively been doing that since you started playing your instrument. But each of those directions has a name, and so we have to be able to recognize the name of those directions. And so for your instrument, and this is the same for everybody, if your bow is moving from down here, this part is called the frog, towards the tip, that's called a down bow. Okay, a down bow has nothing to do with the direction that the tip is pointing or where your hand is. It has to do with the direction the bow is moving. So if it's moving from down here towards the tip, that's a down bow. So in other words, it would look like this. That's a down bow. This is a down bow. Cellos and basses with your instrument like this is a down bow. Okay, that didn't look great because I'm playing an air cello, but it's a down bow if you're going from the frog towards the tip. Another way that you can think about this is that you're opening up your elbow. Okay, anytime you do a down bow, your elbow goes from a closed position to being opened. And so that's another way that you can think about doing that down bow. All right, now as you look through the Peru Blue Boogie, you see down bows everywhere. One symbol that you won't see, but that is still important to know, is this symbol, an up bow. You can probably guess a down bow is the exact opposite of an up bow. And so if a down bow is going from the frog towards the tip, an up bow is going from the tip towards the frog. So an up bow will look like this. An up bow will look like this. And cello and bass, let's see if I can do a good job here. An up bow will look like this. I didn't do a great job, but that's okay. You get the idea. Now, normally when you play, and this is what you guys have been doing such a great job of from the beginning, you move your bow just back and forth, down, up, down, up, down. Right? It just alternates back and forth. And the same thing happens in the Peru Blue Boogie. So you can see on your music, the very first note, your open D, is marked as a down bow, and you have 5 of those. So when you play them, it'll be down, up, down, up, down. But we run into a little bit of a problem, and I'm going to demonstrate for you what that problem is. So I play my first 5 notes. Down, up, down, up, down. Now I've just played a down bow, and if you look at your music after your 3 beats of rest, the next note that's written is also a down bow, and I don't have enough bow left to do another down bow. So I have to do something called a retake, and a retake means I've run out of bow, I need to do another down bow, so I need to pick up my bow and move it back to a position where I can do another down bow. So a retake, this symbol, you'll see it in your music a lot, but a retake doesn't make any sound. It's not something that you play, it's something that you do to prepare to play. So I just played a down bow, and I'm going to retake back so I'm ready to play another down bow. So if I put that all together from the beginning of the Peru Blue Boogie, it'll look like this. Retake. And then I keep playing. Retake while you put your fingers down. Another retake and change your fingers. Another retake and get ready for E. No retake here. No retake. So So you can see there were a couple of spots where I didn't need to do a retake, and they're not marked in those sections as needing a retake. Most of the time, especially as a beginner, the retakes will be marked. As you get a little bit older, sometimes they won't be marked. You'll have a down bow and then later another down bow, and you'll know, okay, I have to do a retake because I'm going to run on a bow. So there's parts in the Peru Blue Boogie where you have to do a retake, and there's times when you don't have to. And so this is a really good piece to practice those directions, right? When it says down bow, make sure you play down bow. It doesn't say up bow, but you know that you generally go back and forth. And then when it says retake, make sure you pick up that bow and bring it back down towards the frog so you're ready to do another down bow. Okay, and this will take some practice, but if you're really, really particular with yourself as you're going through this, pretty soon it will become second nature. But at the beginning, you really have to work for it because it's brand new, right? All right, so this week, part of your homework is going through and playing the Peru Blue Boogie, but with the retakes and the correct bow directions, right? So last week, hopefully you got all of the notes down, and I've been super impressed in lessons. Most of you have it down really, really well. So you know the notes, you know where to put your fingers. Now let's get our bows moving in the right direction so that we can look all uniform together when we play it. All right, so that's part 1 of the lesson. Make sure you find part 2. That's where I talk about our upcoming concert, which is super exciting, and I go through some information that you'll need there. All right, so everyone have a great week. Make sure you practice those down bows and retakes, and I will see you guys in your next lesson.